Hi everyone, it's Michelle again, and I don't know if you caught part one of this series. There's only two parts of the series, so it's a very short one. But in part one, we created this lovely chest. So this is the one that you saw me create on the tutorial. I'm going to pop that to the side for a second because this is the one it's based on. So this is the one that I originally made. So you've got this lovely chest here. We've got this lock and it opens up and it reveals this lovely little flip album. Now, this is what we're going to be doing today. So, um, if you want to go look for the tutorial on how to create this, it is on there. You will find it on my YouTube channel. But part two is going to be doing this one. So, I've just got some gold twine, some gold strings, just some normal string, and we've got this little flip album wrapped up. Now, what I tend to do is when I open this up, you're going to be storing memories in it. This is what most of these things are about, storing and keeping memories, but again, having a lot of fun while you're doing it. And if you're wanting to be looking through all your memories and your pictures and things like that, why not have it stored away in something fabulous like this? So this is the Graphic 45 papers that I used. And this is the little flip album that I made. So you're just going to flick through it. They're all pockets, so you've got stuff stored in all of those pockets. And it is just absolutely beautiful, isn't it? So if I turn it onto its side, when it's sat on the desk like that, it looks beautiful. You can absolutely go one step further. And if you want to create one of those little Starbucks, but have your pocket opening at the top rather than the side, you absolutely can do that. But this is the one that we've created, and this is the one I'm going to show you how to make today. So I used the Graphic 45 papers on this one, and then I brought lots of different papers from other collections in because I wanted to have that lovely rainbow colour going through with this one. The one that we're going to create today, let me just pop that to the side, is going to go with this. So what I used is the most beautiful collection. Let me just grab it from Ciao Bella. Now it is their Morning in Provence, and it's all the lavender colours. You've got those beautiful purples and greens. So the one that we're going to create to go in this box or this little chest is going to be obviously colour coordinating. So you can see that I haven't decorated the inside of this chest yet. All I'm going to do is I'm going to add a piece of patterned paper in there. Now I'm just going to pop a piece of pattern paper in, but you could add a pocket on that as well, depending on the depth of your flip album that you're going to put in here. And then some pattern paper in the base, and that is what that's going to be it essentially for my box. But I'm going to show you how to create the flip album. So I've got some of my pieces already cut. We'll pop those to the side, but we're going to use these two. So the size of pockets I have made, they're 6x4 because my chest, let me bring it in again. So my chest is 6.5 by 4.5. So I wanted it to sit nicely in the middle. So I created my pockets to be 6x4. So let me just bring in my scoreboard. And what I've done is I've cut paper. Well, I think I use 16. It depends how full you want it. If you don't use enough pockets, it's not going to flip open and stay sat open. So again, let me bring it in. If I bring it in, you can see I've got lots of pages there or pockets. If I don't have enough, it's not going to flip open. It's just going to flip back because as much as the pockets will stretch, they'll only stretch so far. So you definitely need lots of pockets. I think I did 19 on this one. I've got 16 for this one, which is more than enough. I just got carried away last time, as I always do. So this is my piece of paper. Now it's 7 inches wide and it's 8 inches high. 8 inches high, sorry. Missing all my H's today. So this is how it's going to sit. So this is going to be the front of it. So the 8 inches high, we're going to score at 4 inches. We're going to score it right in half because then when I fold it, that's going to be the front of my pocket and that's going to be the back. Okay, so it's scored in half. At the 8 inch mark, we've scored it at 4. So we're going to turn it round and we're going to have a 1/2 inch tab on each side. So we're going to scar down at 1/2 inch, and then you're going to scar at 6.5. Okay, so let's pop that to the side and we'll do it again. So as I'm looking at it, this is how my pocket is going to look. That's going to be the front, and this is going to be the back because it's going to fold under. So on the 8-inch side, we're going to scar at 4 inches. And again, if I fold it to show you, if you've got a pattern that follows, if you've got a pattern that's going to look weird on the back upside down, maybe use a blanker piece, a less right side up piece, if that makes sense. So that is going to be how I look at my pocket. So again, I'm going to open it back up on the 8-inch. We've scarred at 4, and then we're going to turn it round, and on the 7-inch, we're going to scar at 1/2, and we're going to scar at 6.5. And that's going to give us our tabs for each side to create that lovely pocket. So just pop that there. So I'm going to bring this in. So I've already folded it in half. We're going to burnish these tabs and give them a nice burnish. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then bring in my scissors to fold those back out. So as I'm looking at it with the pattern the right way up, if I fold it in half, I want the tabs here on the front, and I want them to tuck behind. So I want to see that sort of nice folded edge there. So it means we're going to take the tab away from the bottom here and here. So we're just going to cut up that scar line to that halfway mark, pop a little wedge out of the top bit and that on there. And that's how that bit is going to be. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to cut that bottom piece away as well, up to that middle scar line, and then trim that away. And then when I'm going to glue it together, that is how my pocket's going to look, and that's going to be the front piece. So if I open that out, we're going to glue these tabs. So fold them over, and we're going to glue on this bit here. So I'm going to use my tacky glue. I think I said, or I probably said in lots of my videos, you can use red liner tape, you can use tacky glue, you can use your Collall all-purpose glue. It's entirely up to you. I've got a couple of pieces in here where I've used, and you see that is their deluxe paper. So that is, it's sort of been printed onto a pearl background in this collection. So I've used some of their deluxe paper, and I think, let me find one, I've got some vellum as well. I'll show you what that is in a minute. But I've got some vellum that I've used as well. Now, I don't use a wet glue on vellum. You can use your tacky glue on vellum. It takes a while to go off, to grab. What I tend to use is either red liner tape, or I'll use, if you've got some finger lift tape, you can use that as well. Or if you've just got one of your tape pens, because it's vellum, it just sticks it so well. So it's entirely up to you. Just pop that to the side, and then we're going to come in with this piece. So looking at my piece of paper that is the 7-inch wide by 8 inches high, you can see I've got those 2 scars down the side. Now what we need to do is just fold and burnish both sides, give them a nice, clean, crisp edge, and then open them back up. And so if I fold it in half, that's how I'm going to be looking at the front of my album. And again, I said I wanted a nice, clean, folded edge at the front. It doesn't matter, but I like to follow it through all of my pockets. So we're going to trim those 2 bottom pieces off. So we're going to cut right up to that middle bit. Now, if you've got a fussy pattern that you can't quite see, that scar line that's going across, come to where your scar line is on that tab and trim that little wedge, because you know how we cut this wedge out here. So trim that first, and then when you are cutting, let me turn it over, easier to cut when it's closer to me. So now when you are cutting up, it doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about where to finish, because it's going to finish where it's already cut to. So just makes it a little bit easier, if that makes sense. So I'm going to fold these in. I'm going to pop my glue on these on both sides. And then we will fold it over. There we go. And then give that a good burnish. So that is the pockets. That's as easy as it is to make them. Now you can make these bigger or smaller. It's entirely up to you. But as I say, mine are 4 inches by the 6 inches. So let me bring them all in now, because you didn't want to see me having to glue 16 of these together. I'll cut them out and then score them and then pop them together. So you can see I've got 16 and they look lovely. If I just flick through, it really, all those different patterns give you all the illusion of different textures. And then when you've got them all there, you can see when they start to sort of fall open, the texture, and it's just, it's scrumptious. It makes you want to look through all the pockets and everything like that. But to look through the pockets, again, you can or not, it's entirely up to you. But if I just open mine up, can you see that on each pocket, I've got that little tab cut in? So all I've done is I've got my little, I've got this punch here. It gives you notches on this side, and this side it corners. Obviously it's a corner punch. So if I just bring in this, you can see that I've got that lovely corner punch there. And if I turn it round and do that, it gives me that notch. So when you've got envelopes or you've got little tabs and tags and things like that, it really is fabulous. So what I'm going to do is on each one of these, I'm going to give it a notch at the top, but I'm going to give it a notch in different places. So my notches are going to sort of come across like that, if that makes sense. So on this one that is going to be my back or my last envelope, I'm going to roughly, and I aren't judging these, you can measure these if you want. I'm going to roughly decide where I want to pop my notch. I'm going to bring this next one in, and I'm going to just judge. I know where that one is, so I just know that this next one, I want it to be a little further across. So I'm going to do that. So you can see now that, can you see that way? Is that a little bit better? Because the paper's so busy, you can't really see, can you? There you go. So that one's notched there. That one's notched further in. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to come across with each one that I bring down, and I'm just going to come a little bit further across so my notches aren't all in line, and we're just going to go all the way across like that. Let me just move that. I don't want 2 vellum pockets next to each other. So I've got mine piled like this, so I can follow I can go in order of how I've got them. So I'm going to bring it just to the side. I'm going to pop a notch there. I'm going to pop it down, and they're going across. This last one, I'm going to go right to that edge. And then what I've got is I've got my notches going like that. This next one, you can bring the notches back across if you want, but I'm not going to. I'm going to start from the beginning or from the end here, and then I'm going to come back across again. So again, I'm not measuring. You absolutely can if you want to. I think it just adds to the interest if they're not particularly exactly the same going across. Just a lot of fun. It's one of them things that you can throw it together, and because you've got lots of texture and you've got lots of pattern and you've got lots of interest on there, it's quite busy and it looks absolutely lovely. So there we go. So just a few more. Let's go back to beginning on that one, middle, and then this final one, which is that beautiful deluxe paper. So I don't know if you can see, but I've got all my notches in different places. So let me just get rid of this rubbish. And then what we're going to do is, again, so starting from, this is the front, so I'm going to pop it that way, and I'm going to bring that back one up. And what we're going to do is, with our red liner tape, you can use wet glue if you want. I'm going to use my 12mm red liner tape, and what I'm going to do, using my scoreboard for measuring reference, halfway across, so at 3 inches, I'm just going to put a strip of red liner tape up the middle. So I'm going to turn it round that way because I find it easier to pop it on this way. But again, just using my my glass mat, sorry. I'm going to find that 3 inches and I'm going to pop it there, and we're going to trim it off. So that's the first one. I'm going to do it on this next one as well. So pop that there, turn that to the side, and at 3 inches, right in the middle, we're going to pop that red liner tape on there. Give it burnish down, and then that's going to go on there. And then you can see that I've got the rest already glued up. Now you only need to put it on one side. So again, keeping my lovely pile here, I'm going to bring this one over and just get my pokey tool. Let's lift this off. I'm going to bring this next one and I'm going to stand them together. So lining them up at this side or that side, whichever's easier for you, I'm going to line them up because they're going to be flat here. I line them up here. And as soon as I said that, look, I let go of it in the wrong place. Let me just, there we go. So rinse and repeat, literally. Let's take that red liner tape off, stand that up there, bring this next one and glue it. Take your red liner tape off the next one. I mean, it's entirely up to you. You could bring this in and pop it on that way if you want. Whichever way you find sort of easier to pop these together. I find it easier to do it that way. So lining it up at that side and then letting it sort of fall across. And then just carry on. Look at this one. Another one of their deluxe papers. How beautiful. So again, it adds all that different dimension and texture and interest by really mixing up all of your papers by colour and what your paper is made out of. So I've got vellum with this one. Vellum, it makes beautiful pockets. If you're creating anything for weddings, vellum and their deluxe papers are absolutely perfect for that. So just lining them all up. And then there we go. So you can see how easy it is to put this together and how lovely it just comes together. So straight away, or should I say already, you can see how lovely it's looking. But you can see what I mean about how you need lots of papers or lots of pockets. Keep calling them papers, don't I? Because it's not going to sit open. If you wanted to make some sort of star book, you could do it that way. But you can see, so when you're creating one of these, just add one or two at a time until, if you don't want to have too many pockets. But I just think the nature of what it is that we're creating, it just looks so lovely with lots and lots of papers. Another one of those deluxe papers from the collection. Got that on there. So this is the fun bit, isn't it? When everything starts to come together. And especially with these, because they look amazing when you have finished. So just a few more to go. I just wanted you to, I mean, I could have done some of this beforehand, but I wanted you to see just how quick it really does come together. I think I've got it down to my last one. So always remember, you don't need to add a glue strip to the front of that last one. There we go. So if I let that go now, I've got more than enough pockets on there. So with each pocket, you're going to get less give with the paper ones than the vellum. The vellum is just naturally, because it's not as thick, so it's going to naturally want to open wider. So with each of your pockets, just give them a little bit of a helping hand, making sure that nothing's stuck where it's not supposed to be. And you can see even on the insides of those pockets, because they're lovely double-sided papers, you've got that beautiful texture just everywhere. There you go. So again, this one got stuck together because I've put tape all the way to the top of here, and I've cut my little notch out there, but that's absolutely fine. We can remedy that, we can cover that up with something. But look, so if I bring this one to the side, how beautiful is it? You've got all those lavenders, all those greens. It's just a beautiful, it's more natural colours than this one. They're both absolutely beautiful, but just so different, each of them. So let's pop that to the side. So then all else, the only other thing, all I else did makes no sense at all, does it? So what else I did was I decorated the front up. So I've got lots of bits already cut out with the deluxe papers. You've got the vellum papers. You've got lots of tabs and tags and just decorative elements. So on the front, we're gonna decide what we want on there. It's literally now as easy and as simple as that. You have got so many beautiful cut elements, because what you've got is you've got some fussy cut pads in your 8x8. You've got some elements that you can cut up. You've got this 6x6 fussy cutting pad, and it has got so many. Look at the frames. You've got the frames, you've got all that decorative windows and, the garden bench and, is it a gazebo in there? And then you've got all those clocks and those watch faces, those clock faces. So you've got lots of fussy cutting elements. You've got lots of potential to play with these. So it's this is the hardest bit, deciding which bits you want to use on the front. In fact, if I pop that one on there, because I've used a hole punch to create that hole in there, then that means that when I come in with some ribbon or with some twine, I think that's the only thing that I didn't just get ready for you guys. I've got everything else out except for my ribbon. But here it is. I've got this ribbon. So this is a lovely polka dot on the brown. It really pops. It really works with this collection. So you don't have to have it running through your tag if you don't want to. You can just tie it up when you've done, or tie it round when you've done. So we're just going to pop. I don't know which ones I want to use. I think I'm going to use that one. Yes. Yeah. I mean, look at this one. So this one has got that beautiful ribbon effect running through it. We've got just the vellum ones are just fabulous. So let me bring in my glue gun. I'm just going to add a bit of glue all the way down the middle, because then what that allows me to do is it allows me to bring in other pieces, and I can tuck them underneath without having to worry that nothing's, I don't have to pull pieces up for things to go down. So let's pop that one under there. It really just ties all in. We've got a really lovely deluxe paper one there. Let's pop that on there like that. And again, because I didn't glue that one right to the edge, what it then means that I can do Let's pop one of those in too and tuck under there, building those layers up. So let's pop that under there. And then if I can, what did I just do? Did you see where I put that other half of that clock? Oh, it's there. And then I can bring this to the other side. So let's bring this to the other side and then tuck that under and glue that on. And then bring in some of your flowers, some of your gems, some of your, what did I do with them? And again, I've already forgot. I only told you what these are called half an hour ago in my time, and I've already forgot what it's called. Paperclip. Bring in your paperclip, and then again, you can see that I've just paper clipped those on. Paper clips and your little pegs, things like that, really work wonderfully for something like this because it just really plays into, now I know it's not a junk journal, but it really plays into sort of that look that you've got going on. So let's pop 3 of these together. We're going to pop a little bit of the vellum one over the top because that looks lovely. Just on that front pocket. Let's just, now something as simple as that, how lovely does it look? Now open it up, you've got all these pockets. So whatever it is that you are wanting to store in there, you've got all those pockets for them. But then you've got smaller little pieces. So if you've got whatever it is that you are wanting to store in here, grab a couple of them. And because we haven't glued these all the way to the edges, we can paper clip those on as well. So again, let's get just a couple of these pieces together, a little bit of vellum on there, bring in a mixture of sizes and a mixture of colours as well for your paper clips, and popping those on there. And just, can you see how lovely they look on the edges? You're going to do that on as many of these as you want. So if I bring this in again, I've got some on a paper clip on that one, I've missed one, paper clip here, paper clip there, lots and lots. All those different paper clips popping up over the top. Again, it adds that texture, that interest, that fun. And then if we want, let's do this one in a bit of a different way. We can just tie this together. Let me get rid of that little bit of tape. Let's do it this way first. So let's close it that way. And then just twist our ribbon round, almost like a little parcel, a little bow or a little knot, entirely up to you. We trim this down and then see if I can get a little bow. There we go. Just pull that through. You can't quite grab it. It's not really flaying, is it? There we go. There we go. There it is. It's coming, look. There we go. So just a little bow on that one. And then if I can bring in my little treasure chest, because I've got the craft card on here, because I've got those bronzy gold metal corners, the colours are going to tie in absolutely perfectly. We're going to open that up and we're going to pop that in here. Now, what you can do in the lid, again, I said you could add a pocket in there if you wanted. You can just decorate it up with lots of these or put a full piece of patterned paper in there. But again, closing that up, you've got the most gorgeous tap dancing little chest, treasure chest. Again, I just used I've just said the word, a paper clip on there, and then you're opening it up. You've got that lovely album. Someone's going to open it up, and then it's going to fall open. And you've got photos in there. You've got whatever memorabilia it is in there that you are keeping. So if I just pop that to the side and then bring in this one as well. So just showing you, it works for any colours, any papers, any any theme that you wanting to do. So there you go. How they're just beautiful. So that's a nice, quick, and simple one for me. So we are all done for today. So if you enjoyed that, do the usual, the like, the share, the subscribe, the comment. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube, obviously, because this is on YouTube, but you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So thank you so much for being as fabulous as always, and I hope you will join me. I hope you will join me next time.